Aloha! I'm Kim Julen. I'm a Feng Shui expert, a life coach, and highly intuitive angel connector, and I'll be your guide for the Declutter Your Home, Elevate Your Life course. You might also hear me refer to this course as the Declutter Challenge, and it can be helpful to consider this process as a challenge since you are actually pushing yourself to make a change in the way that you relate to and handle your possessions. Here's the thing: clutter in your home is impacting you in ways that you might not even be aware of, things that you might not have thought about. So consider, for example, how much time and energy and frustration do you spend looking for things? Have you bought something you needed only to find the missing item later? Or how much time does it take to clean your house because of your things? Maybe you have a lot of little knickknacks and things that you have to move to be able to clean. Or maybe you will even avoid cleaning because it's just too much work and the dust and dirt build up around your things. Are your clothes too jammed into closets and drawers so that they're not wearing well? Clothes have an energy too, right? And I will tell you that well cared for clothes and clothes that are worn often or regularly do wear better than clothes that sit jammed in your closet or in the bottom of a drawer. Another question for you: do you pay for a storage unit? I know a lot of people do this because they have this intention of getting the stuff out of their house, and or maybe they don't have room to store it, but the average cost of a storage space is anywhere from 70 to $300 per month. That's quite a bit of money. What could you be spending that money on instead of a storage unit, right? And maybe you have spaces in your home that are unusable because you are storing things there. Maybe you could use this space as a craft room or a reading room or a creativity space or a meditation room. There's lots of possibilities if you have spaces that are not being used. Last question: have you missed deadlines on things or missed paying bills because you can't locate them or have placed them somewhere and forgotten about them? So that can be a real problem with late fees and all of that kind of thing. This declutter course is different than others you may have purchased or considered buying for a number of reasons. One, it will walk you through decluttering your entire home step by step. My perspective as a feng shui expert helps you understand the energetic challenge and the reasons why clutter makes you feel the way it does, and things you may not even realize were impacting you. So you'll learn that as we go through the course. You'll see examples of how to organize your things. So drawers, closets, cabinets, all kinds of different things that I will share with you on how to organize. And I provide additional resources to help you decide what to do with specific things like loved ones' ashes, help you understand how to use feng shui principles to balance the energy in other spaces like your car or your refrigerator, for example. This course is going to be different than anything that you've done before. What I want to do before we begin is I want to create a personal assessment of your clutter. So this is a personal thing, right? You'll see that the assessment here on the screen, and I'm going to walk you through it. This way, you'll be able to see where you started from, and it is going to give you a sort of a benchmark to understand how you're feeling about your space. So you'll need a piece of paper to just write down your answers. I want you to rate each one of these areas on a scale of 0 to 10, where 10 is everything is completely organized everything has a home, and you can find what you need easily. So that's a 10. And 0 is it's overwhelming. There's stuff everywhere. Maybe you can't even move in the room because there's so much stuff, right? And so you're going to rate each of these 9 home areas. And you're basing your answers on your own personal assessment of how you feel about this area of your home. Okay, so the front door or the entryway, this is, I want you to think about how you feel when you enter your home through the front door. So I know a lot of people don't use their front doors, but when you enter through the front door, or even just in general, when you enter your home, how do you feel in those entryway areas? And this would include front hall closets as well. So any closets that you have in that area. The next area is the kitchen and the pantry and dining room area. So I've kind of lumped all of these together. So this would include cabinets, that pantry, broom closets, countertops, dining room tables. So you're assessing again on a scale of 0 to 10. How do you feel about this area and the organization there? The third area is the bedroom. So this would be your main bedroom, including your clothes and the closets in the bedroom. The next area is the family or living room. So this is where you would mainly relax, and I would include shelves and storage areas in this particular part of the home. I do have listed an office or a spare room. If you wanted to do a laundry room or something instead of that, you certainly could. And this could also include craft rooms or other extra rooms. The next area is bathrooms. So this would include linen closets, cabinets above and below the sink. How do you feel about those areas? Basement or storage. So this is also going to include those off-premises storage units. If you are paying for a storage unit, you would include this in the score of 0 to 10 on that one. And then we have the garage. If you're a woman and you're married, this may not be your domain, but still rate it for yourself, even if it's an area that you don't have full control over. Or if you don't have a garage, feel free to substitute another, laundry room or another room in your home that you may want to add into this assessment. And then books or papers. And I pull this out separately because it tends to be kind of a separate thing. There can be a lot of different areas in your home that have books or papers, and both of these tend to accumulate. So just noticing wherever they are. And then the idea with this is to obviously get a score for each one of these areas, which is a starting point for you, right? A base. So you have a kind of a base point for this. And then what I like to do often when someone is just starting out or you don't know where to begin is, based on the scores above, choose one area that has a low score that you want to focus on improving over the next 30 days. And this will be your current declutter priority. So you can be working through a lot of different areas in the home at the same time, but having one area as a priority, if you run out of time to do other things, you can focus on that one area. And you can do something very simple with this. So you can spend 9 minutes a day in this area to move things along more quickly. So that will mean at the end of 30 days, you will have spent 270 minutes on this particular area, which is, a good chunk of time, and that's just 9 minutes a day. So that's a great way to get started in decluttering. This will give you a starting point, and if you decide to join the Declutter Challenge, to take the Declutter Course, which I now have available, at the end of the course, then once you've gone through everything, you will retake the assessment to see where each space in your home ranks. So there's one more little assignment that I have for you before I send you off to continue your decluttering journey, and that is this. I want you to go through your home and take pictures of every room and closet as it is now. And then you're going to be looking at the pictures as if you're seeing the space for the first time. So as if it's not your space even, perhaps, right? And I want you to ask yourself some key questions about these spaces. How does looking at this room make me feel? Would I want to spend time in this room? Could I relax in this space? How do I feel when I open a closet or a drawer in this space? Is this room ready for visitors at a moment's notice? And what does this room say about me or us if you're, have a family or others that live with you? So if these exercises didn't feel good to you or you're feeling a bit overwhelmed, there's no need to worry because I am going to help you. By the end of the Declutter course, your view of your home and the stuff in it will shift. And it's my intention that your space feels more open, more organized, peaceful, and supportive for you. And that does create a little acronym. So open, organized, peaceful, and supportive creates a little acronym, OOPS. And that is not an accident either, because this course isn't about doing everything perfectly. The idea is to make significant progress in decluttering step by step and being kind to yourself in the process. I want you to celebrate every single item that you release and pat yourself on the back for any progress that you make in decluttering, no matter how big or how small it may be. I'm super excited to help you shift the energy in your home by decluttering your space once and for all. And I can't wait to see what amazing things that you're able to manifest and create in your life as a result of releasing and decluttering your space. Are you ready to get started? Let's go.